Today, we're talking about the 5 promotion interview mistakes even smart leaders make. You're a high-achieving leader, talented, experienced, and yet that promotion that you've earned feels just out of reach. It's not about your skills. It's about how you're presenting yourself in those critical promotion interviews. Hi, I'm Terry McDougall, executive coach, and I've helped countless leaders bridge that gap. Now, if you avoid these 5 common promotion interview mistakes, you'll not only get noticed, you'll get promoted. Now, this isn't just theory. It's a proven framework to transform your impact. Stay with me because what I'm about to share could be the game changer that your career needs. Let's dive into mistake number 1 because it's so common. You're brilliant. You know your stuff. So when you're asked a question, you provide all the details, showcasing every facet of your expertise. You believe demonstrating comprehensive knowledge is the key to proving that you're ready. But this actually backfires. While expertise got you here, over-explaining signals insecurity, not leadership. This expert's burden often sabotages your impact. At the executive level, they're not looking for the most detailed expert. The hiring panel already assumes your technical expertise. What they need to see is your ability to lead, the game-changing shift. Instead of over-explaining, lead with insightful questions. After a concise answer, pivot to a question that demonstrates strategic thinking. For instance, this is how I've approached similar challenges. What strategic implications do you see this having for the wider team? This shifts the focus from your detailed knowledge to your strategic capacity and curiosity. Now, that's about showcasing competence. But the second mistake is even more impactful for executive promotions. So I placed it next to build increasing value. This is mistake number 2. It's the doer's trap. You've achieved incredible things, so you naturally highlight your accomplishments. You detail what you did and how you did it. It feels right to present a solid track record. However, this is the doer's trap. I often see it where you struggle to shift from execution to inspiration. You miss the why that moves people to action. Now you might be asking, Terry, why is this a mistake? Senior executives are less concerned with your past accomplishments and more with your future impact. They need to envision you solving their upcoming challenges, as it's about shifting your mindset to imagine what their company will look like with you there, not just with what you've done elsewhere. Your past is proof, but their future is the priority. So transform your accomplishments from past recounts to future vision. When sharing an achievement, briefly state it and then immediately pivot to how that experience informs your strategy for their challenges. Frame it as, in my last role, I achieved X by doing Y. Applied here, I see how this approach could help us address whatever their current goal or pain point is by achieving Z. This demonstrates strategic foresight and relevance. Now we've covered how to present your competence and vision, but the third mistake often happens in the heat of the moment, disrupting your flow. This is mistake number 3, the interrogation trap. Answering questions instead of leading strategic conversations. In an interview, it is natural to feel like you're being interrogated. You wait for a question, you provide an answer, and then you wait for the next one. This reactive approach makes you appear passive, like an expert waiting for direction, not a leader shaping it. You're following their agenda, not guiding the dialogue strategically. The mindset fails to demonstrate the gravitas expected at the executive level. Why is this a mistake? Senior roles demand proactive engagement. So you need to dig deep and ask follow-up questions. This isn't just about showing you're well-researched. It demonstrates your strategic mindset, your ability to gather crucial information, and to lead complex discussions. So instead of just answering, lead strategic conversations. When a question is posed, answer concisely and then immediately bridge to the related strategic point or ask an insightful follow-up question. For example, after explaining a project, you might say, "This project significantly improved our operational efficiency. Looking ahead, how do you see this role being the champion of similar cross-functional initiatives to achieve our broader Q4 objectives?" This shows you're not just responding, you're thinking big picture and having a collaborative dialogue. That's what these organizations are looking for. They want a leader. They want you to be collaborative, but they want you to lead. The proactive engagement is crucial. However, even with great communication, there's a fourth mistake that undermines many internal candidates. This is mistake number 4, the visibility vacuum, assuming your work speaks for itself. As an internal candidate, you assume that your track record is well known. You believe your hard work and results are obvious to everyone, especially to the hiring panel. This often leads to a visibility vacuum where critical stakeholders, they're not fully aware of your broader contributions or leadership potential beyond your immediate role. They also may have no idea what you did prior to the role that you're in that might be relevant. So here's why it's a mistake. Promotion interviews within your company are just a little different than interviewing with an external company. You still need to showcase your full ability, not just what's known. You have a unique advantage. You can leverage your existing relationships. In my coaching, I consistently highlight that understanding the political environment and actively networking are key to opening doors and gaining influence. Here's the game-changing shift. Proactively map and leverage internal influence. Before your interview, identify key stakeholders who will impact the hiring decision and those you'll lead and collaborate with. Engage them for informational chats, seeking their insights on the role's challenges. Even talking to your current supervisor for feedback and support can create an advantage. This demonstrates your initiative, it builds bridges, and ensures your full leadership scope is recognized. This is about building influence, but there's one final, deeply ingrained mistake that can sabotage even the most strategic leaders. This is mistake number 5, the validation loop, seeking approval instead of exuding authority. Many leaders, even senior ones, fall into the trap of seeking external validation. They might over-apologize, hesitate in decision-making, or feel that they must know everything to be worthy of a higher role. This manifests as a subtle lack of confidence, perceived as insecurity rather than decisive leadership. True leaders don't need to know everything. It's actually impossible. They need to know how to evaluate goals, utilize resources, and make decisions without apology. So, exude inherent authority through a positive mindset. Focus on influencing without apology. Demonstrate clarity in your reasoning and a preparedness for difficult decisions. When you speak, do so with the conviction of someone who trusts their judgment and is ready to lead. This positive mindset is required for sustained success. By internalizing your authority, you naturally project the leadership presence that they seek. So now you understand the 5 critical interview mistakes. Avoiding these isn't just about getting the job, it's about transforming your leadership impact and achieving career success and satisfaction without increased stress. If you're ready to stop hoping for a promotion and start making it happen, click on the link in the description below to schedule a free leadership strategy session with me. I'll audit your presence, identify blind spots, and create your personalized acceleration plan. Your next level of leadership is waiting. Let's build your legacy together. I'm Terry McDougall, and I can't wait to talk to you.